So you think you might be getting sick? You want to know what to do to prevent a cold from happening, or the best thing you can do to get over a cold quicker? In this video, I'm going to discuss with you some of the things that I do when I feel sick and some of the top things that I recommend for patients when they think they might be getting sick. So what should you do at the first sign of a cold, or what can you do at the first sign of a cold to kind of head it off or prevent it from getting any worse? First thing to consider, if you think you might be getting sick, is to think about, or I kind of back it up and think about what might be happening in the body or how the infection actually occurs. So usually it's a virus, but sometimes it's a bacteria as well. So talking about in the first signs of getting sick to prevent it from actually turning into something. So usually the bugs are going to latch on to your mucous membranes, either in your nasal passage or in the back of your throat. And this allows them to get nutrients because they're basically getting the stuff that's in your body, some of the vitamins and they're getting blood. And the immune system responds by producing mucus, and that's why you get all these symptoms. It also responds with fevers and things like that. All of the symptoms that you get when you're sick is mostly related to what the immune system is doing to get rid of the bug. So, but back to the bugs clinging onto the mucous membranes, this is important because what main thing that I think is preventative is to take a lot of salt water and gargle with the salt water multiple times a day, 2, 3, possibly even 4. You want to make sure it's concentrated, so it should taste really salty. Warm is better, especially if you have a sore throat. This helps soothe the sore throat. Don't swallow it, but just gargle and spit it out. So that's one of the main things I do. And if you already are sick, you're on day 3 or 4 of the sickness, this can help as well, just speed up. The body is trying to overcome that virus, replicate, the immune system is trying to replicate to attack and overcome that virus. So you can give it a little bit of help by putting, dousing your throat or the mucous membranes where the bugs are on the mucous membranes, and that's very helpful. You can also do it like a neti pop through the nose. That's very helpful, especially if it's more in the sinuses. There's also some squirt sprays type stuff too. So that's pretty straightforward. The other thing, go to like medicine or herbal type things are mushrooms. So the types of mushrooms that we tend to use are by Paul Stamets. We use mycommunity. I'll put a link to the product that we tend to use in the description. So if you're interested, you can grab that. But I'll dose this pretty high. I'm not going to give you specific instructions since you're not a patient, but you can follow the instructions on the back of the bottle. But that is something that we definitely use. And then food-wise, you should be thinking about avoiding things that are going to create more mucus, like dairy products. You don't want any of those in your diet. And then I'd also avoid things that are going to suppress the immune system. So alcohol, sugary types of foods, things like this are going to have a negative impact on the immune system. So avoid those. And then sometimes there's nutrients that we also use. We'll also do an drip IV bag with high dose of vitamin C. This can be very helpful just to replenish the body, but the vitamin C can actually help the immune system work better as well. And there's a few other things that we can add to the IV bag that are going to be helpful for the immune system. So we'll do that. If you're local here, you can definitely try that to the Phoenix area. But you can also take oral nutrients like vitamin C. And if you're deficient in vitamin D, make sure you get your vitamin D supplement that day. So these are some of the things that I think about when trying to prevent someone from the first signs of cold or flu getting the full-blown cold or flu. So hopefully those 4 things give you some different ideas maybe you haven't thought of. Gargle with lots of salt water. Take mushroom extracts, and you can use that too as preventative too if you tend to get sick a lot. Smaller doses throughout the cold and flu season. Changing up your diet a little bit. These are typically things you shouldn't really be eating anyways, but if you do tend to, then cut back on the carbs and dairy and sugary foods, and then make sure your vitamin D is balanced, maybe get a little extra vitamin C. There's many other things, but these are kind of basic that a lot of people don't think about. So, all right, thank you for watching. Hopefully this information on what to do about cold and flu, what you should do to kind of prevent it from going into a more full-blown cold and flu. Hopefully this information was helpful for you. If it was, please click on the like button. Again, these are the things that we use, kind of standard tried and true things. Sometimes we'll layer other things on top of it, depending on what's going on with the person. They may need actual medications, antibiotics, or other inhaler type things. Again, it's really individualized here. That's sort of our thing, is sort of customize each thing for each person, but these are some basic things that anybody can do. If you like this type of information, please subscribe to the channel. That will help me to promote more videos and keep on this path of sharing information. So we'll see you next time.